This is Whiskey and Whit, and today we are DIYing some winter decor to keep your house cozy all season long. I've started to take down my Christmas stuff, and as sad as that is, I am ready for a clean slate. So let's get crafting.
Let's kick it off with this super easy DIY. Literally anyone can do this project and the impact is huge. And it's these faux birch vases. So this is actually just a Dollar Tree vase and some really pretty scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. So you're going to take your vase, and Dollar Tree has a variety of cylindrical vases. You could also do a hurricane. You could also repurpose a wipe container. You could do a oats container. Really anything you have cylindrical that you could hook something to the outside could make this vase for you. After everything's measured, I just took some double stick tape, wrapped it around, and made sure that all my edges were secure. I wasn't too worried about having a seam down the back because I don't really have a lot of areas in my house that I display stuff that you have a 360 view, so that was no problem for me. I did that same process to a smaller vase, so this is Dollar Tree's large and like medium size vase. And then I added just some regular greenery from Michael's that didn't look too Christmassy. And this is so my vibe for winter. I'm loving the faux birch wood. I've got a couple other faux birch projects I've done on my channel already. I will link them down below for you.
Huge thank you to Skillshare for partnering with me on today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community that has thousands of classes for creatives and curious people covering topics like photography, design, business, lifestyle, and our favorite, crafting. Their classes are a combo of video lessons and then also a class project at the end so you can try out your new skills, and I've enjoyed seeing what other people come up with from the classes. The latest class that I've done is called Style Your Space with Emily Henderson. She was on HGTV's Design Star, and it gave me some new tips and tricks as I head into winter, like I mentioned, to restyle my home. Skillshare is under $10 a month with an annual subscription, and it's curated specifically for learning, meaning there's no ads. So if this sounds good to you, click the link in my description. The first 1,000 people to do so will get a free trial of Skillshare's premium membership to check it out and see if it's for you.
All right, next up is this really cute little faux Mercury glass candle holder. These are perfect for winter too. So I repurposed some old Dollar Tree candles that didn't really have a ton of scent to them. I threw them in boiling water, but you can also put them in your microwave. You're gonna wanna get them hot enough to melt the wax so you can pour it out and then clean out your container. Then you're gonna need a squirt bottle with 2 parts water to 1 part vinegar, and then some mirror effect spray paint, which I will link in the description. Go through and spritz a layer of the water vinegar mixture onto your glass, and then go through and spray it with this mirror effect. I made all of the little Mercury glass votives for my wedding this way, saved a ton of money. And basically what you're doing is creating a water barrier so then you could pop that with a paper towel. And so you've got that crackled, unfinished look of the mirrored glass. Now you can repeat this as many times as you want to get your desired look. I usually do about 3 to 4 coats. And you can do them in a line. The process is pretty easy, and the really great thing is you don't have to be super neat about this, so it's really foolproof. Once they're done, I just threw in, you could do a regular votive or an LED votive from Dollar Tree, and the glow is really nice if you're big into Christmas lights like I am. You can have these going in the winter, and these really give you that warm Christmas nostalgic vibe when you take down your Christmas lights. How cute are these mittens? I saw a cardboard project similar to this to make gift tags, and I thought I have to recreate this and make a winter garland. So the first step is to create your little stencil, and because I wanted to do small mittens, I knew I could just use my phone trick. So I've shared this before, but it's a really easy way to trace lettering, to trace stencils. If you don't need to do anything larger than your phone screen, you could also do the same thing on an iPad. So I took a screenshot, traced the mitten onto some paper, and then I went through and cut it out to give myself a little pattern. I also added a little bit of a cuff to my mitten because I wanted something thicker to be able to string it from. Then I just grabbed some leftover cardboard from Christmas presents. Finn got a lot of things in cardboard boxes, so I was able to reuse some of these. Went through, cut out 5 mittens, And you could also use an X-Acto knife, but the scissors worked great. And then I used some just white Waverly chalk paint, painted in the cuffs. I did some with lines, some fully filled in, and then did some snowflakes on all of them with a couple little dots to finish it off. To fill out the garland, I needed some pom-poms, so to make them, I just took some Dollar Tree yarn, wrapped it around my 2 fingers 30 times, and then tied a small scrap piece of yarn around the center of my little cluster. You want loops on either side. Then I went through and just cut all of the loops in half to give you those little pom-pom, like little hair pieces. And then I just went through and gave it a haircut so it was a nice rounded pom-pom. If you have a pom-pom maker, absolutely use that, but I just used my fingers. Once I made enough for the whole strand, then I went through and made a faux little needle and thread with some tape on the end of my yarn. And then I started threading. So I used a mixture of some wood beads from Michael's as well as some Dollar Tree pearls. I bought some a while back and I've used them on a ton of projects and they look so pretty, especially for winter mixed in with the wood beads. So I just figured out whatever pattern I wanted to use, and then I strung everything. With the pom-poms, I just stuck it through the center of it and it stayed pretty well. And here is how it looked, alternating the different thumb directions and different types of cuffs. And then I just used some Scotch tape to stick it up because it's super lightweight. This turned out so cute and it complements my little hat garland so well. That was one that I shared in a Christmas DIY and you guys loved it. So if you missed that one, I will link that up in the iCards and down below for you. So if you're trying to kind of get a cohesive look, you can make both. So I told you guys those Birch vases were the easiest project. This might be a really close second. I found these really adorable frames at Dollar Tree recently. They're 3.5 by 5, and I just created some winter printables to put in there. I just used the typewriter font, and I will link this as a free printable down below. I went onto Google Docs and you can just click this little button here when you've inserted an image and resize them so that you could print them to the right size. So I just cut them out, stuck them into the frames. And the light colored unfinished wood I think is perfect with my winter decor. I styled them with my clearance trees I just got from Walmart. And this looks so cute. These would also be perfect to have multiple printables so you could change them out for each season, but that hardware at the bottom really makes them look like something that you would get at Kirkland's or at Target rather than just $1 at Dollar Tree. To finish off that area in the bathroom where I had some Christmas stuff, I created this Let It Snow book page garland. So you can either use regular book pages or you could also do any type of printable. You just want to be able to take the piece of paper with the writing on it and create a little pennant shape. So I cut that one in half, created a little template, and then cut out the rest of my pages. I just cut out enough that said Let It Snow from an old book that I had used on another project, so I had some pages left. And then after popping 2 holes on the top of each, I went through with a thick Sharpie and hand lettered Let It Snow. You could definitely trace letters on there if you don't like your handwriting. I'm not the best hand letterer, but when I'm doing block letters like this, I can make it work. Then I went through and strung it up just like I did the little mitten garland, and I used wood beads as a spacer because I knew I had to put let it and then snow on its own line, and so it separated the 2 words. Kind of used it as a spacer. Once everything was strung up, I just tied the snow piece to the top main line and I hung this up in our bathroom. I get some questions on how I hook up my garland. I just use regular old Scotch tape because my garlands usually aren't too heavy, and I realized I have to go back and fix the loop by the E because for some reason I did not string it right. It is what it is, but I will go back and fix it. It's an easy fix. You could absolutely use this for Valentine's Day as well, but I redid our bathroom shelves so that they were winterized, and all of these elements really complete the look. And I shared this cute snowman with you guys before Christmas, but he's so winter I had to share him again in case you missed it. So this is made from Dollar Tree's 3D wreath form, and I just grabbed out 2 of the circles from the wreath form and some jute twine. I started by gluing a piece to one corner, and then I just started wrapping it around. There's really no rhyme or reason, but I would suggest you have some sort of finger protector because you're pushing your jute twine right onto the hot glue. But I just went through and used hot glue to hook it on either end so then things wouldn't move on me. I just wrapped it around the outside, flipped it over, as you can see here. Once I did that for both circles, I took an extra piece of twine and tied the 2 pieces together. And then I used some Dollar Tree foam board and my Arteza hobby knife, which I absolutely love. I've used it on so many projects for this Christmas. I've cut up so many pieces of Dollar Tree foam core as well. But I cut out a few different sized circles for the eyes, mouth, and buttons. And then I also cut out a nose, painted them their respective black and orange. And then once they were all dry, I hot glued them onto the snowman, as well as adding a Dollar Tree buffalo check scarf. This project comes together so quickly, and this would also be cute for a school, for a teacher's classroom. You could also update his scarf to be school colors. You could do a Valentine's Day scarf, so you kind of have a Valentine's Day snowman. He's so cute, and I'm so glad I decided to go with the black and white buffalo check so he could stay up after Christmas.
Thanks so much for watching. As always, let me know down in the comments what your favorite project was, and also hit subscribe if you haven't done so already so you don't miss a future Whiskey and Whit video. Thank you to Skillshare for partnering with me, and be sure to use the link down in the description as well as the comments to get your free trial of Skillshare Premium. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!